Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Talks with My Dude podcast. I'm your host, Nick My Dude. Today, I have with me Last Shot. Do you go by Last Shot or It's the Last Shot? I'm
We'll
calling you
do
Last
last shot.
Shot.
We'll do last shot. There we go.
I'm going to call you Last Shot because, I
Sounds
don't know,
good.
asking you, how are you doing? It's the Last Shot. Gets a little long. So, but how are
Oh
you
yeah,
doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. For anybody at home that doesn't know who you are, would you like to give yourself a brief introduction?
I am in the short terms a professional Halo player for Shopify Rebellion. Uh, and I'm a college Halo national champion. There you go. Can throw that in there now. So that's about it.
Dang, look at that. College champion. First ever college champion to get on the Talks with My Dude podcast. That's crazy. How's it
That's right.
feel?
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Also a FFA world champ, if
I
I'm not
am. Yeah,
mistaken.
that is true. That
You
is
got your little
true.
trophy right there to prove it.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
I've always wondered, are those like hefty or is it lighter than it looks?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like
Because it looks
It's
like it's
it's gotta be like 7.8 pounds for sure.
seven
Like
7.8. You heard it here
on the
first.
dot, on the dot.
Yeah,
There's
I'll run it by
no
Tashi
lighter, no
to
heavier.
I'll run it by Tashi
I
to make sure.
if it's 7.8 pounds, so we'll give you $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Right
Yeah,
now.
just give you the world's prize pool next year. No one else needs it.
No one else. All to me.
Well, how's it feel to be on Shopify? That just got announced what, a couple days ago now.
Yeah.
I know that's big news for you.
Yeah. It's kind of surreal. Teaming with the guys I'm teaming with, Frosty and Royal Two and Cycle. Two world champions, and then another guy who's as old as me, breaking into the Halo scene. A couple years ago. Um, it's surreal though. I can't lie. Doing this is going on my second year doing it. Actually putting forth all my marbles into this, and I'm already on a top team. I can't complain. You know what I mean. So I'm just gonna keep grinding, keep putting forth the effort, and putting the time and working, and see where it takes me.
Yeah, it's awesome. Because last year, was it season 3 of HCS? Because this is season 4 you're going into. You
Hmm.
were on Pure, which was I don't know how to say this other than like an independent team. You weren't on like a
Hmm.
contract.
Yeah.
You were just
Yeah.
playing and like because 343 does sponsor you guys to fly out when you place at a certain level, or is that
Hmm.
like they like tickets or something?
Yeah, so once you make pool play, they sponsor your travel coverage and your hotel, and you also get, I mean, obviously into pool play, but I think that's it. Maybe like a couple like spectator passes for like if your family wants to come, stuff like that. But yeah, that's it's pretty nice, especially going in as an unsigned org. That was definitely one thing that helped us out a lot instead of having to pay out of pocket. We're not getting salaried, so that was pretty awesome.
So they pay for your flights and the hotel, but you guys were getting like food and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to. Well, I mean, no, we had to pay for all of our like food and stuff
No,
completely
that's what I meant.
separate.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
That's a. I mean, going that whole year, I'm sure that there was talk of like like I'm sure you had offers at some point, but what was it like being one of the top teams, but not like on a organization, like being not being on a sponsored team?
I mean, it was definitely weird because it's not the norm, especially for esports to go in with a team and be placing so high without getting salaried. I had multiple offers, from Complexity Native at the start of the season, Cloud9 before that, and yeah, I mean going into it, we all just collectively put our heads down, and grinded it out, and just knew that we would have to go unsigned for a drug to get in to compete. So doing that, I think it made us our friendship more like a family type deal
Mm-hmm.
than just
Less
being like,
business.
oh yeah, yeah, exactly, just going into events and playing and just getting your prize money is being done with them. We hung out after scrims, before scrims, when we had in our free time, stuff like that. It was more so a family thing than actual just like friendship and business type deal.
Right. I think it's really was a cool story to follow because Halo hasn't had like non I don't want to say non-sponsored because you were getting some help from 343, but for
Yeah.
Halo Studios, but like a non-org team, like not like an Optic
Mhm.
or a Phase or whatever, getting up there
Mhm.
and competing. It's been a long time since we've seen that, and then them not be signed to something. Because I know, was it Druck who was on? Was it Kansas City Pioneers?
Mhm.
Was that
It
his
was
team? It
yeah.
was him,
Mhm.
Talik, and a few others. I think.
Him, Talik, Manny, and Soul Snipe. That was the roster.
Yeah. So I think that was the first not sponsored team to be
Mhm.
consistently doing well. Not like when I say sponsored team, I mean like 343 Halo Studio sponsored for
Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
watching.
yeah.
But they were getting like the same perks when they were placing in pool play. So what's that process been like for you going from, playing on pure? I know we haven't had like the season has started and there's not been like
Mhm.
scrims or anything, but you
Yeah.
went from not on a signed like org team to now you're playing on like you're gonna be playing for Shopify.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a little. I mean, I wouldn't say it's gonna be different because I mean, obviously, it's still you still got to compete. You still got to put in the time, put in the effort to still get your top placings and stuff like that, and and be better than all the other teams. But there's definitely an incentive behind it now because we back whenever I was playing with Talik, Druk, and Cherish on Pure, and we got top 12 in SLC. We could have easily drop someone and pick someone else up. Um, but I mean, now it's kind of like you're stuck in it in a sense,
Hmm.
which is not necessarily a bad thing because you do need to, you know,
Stability.
go through exactly. You need to go through tough times as a team to really grow. And I think that showed even with with us and like right before SLC getting top 12, and then going into Worlds and getting top 4, and even before that in London going into Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be nice, having Shopify as an org, which is probably one of the best orgs in Halo or in general. I've only heard good things about them, and I'm already excited to get to work under them. And I mean, they've already done a lot for us already. So I'm just excited just to go ahead and get the year started and get Scrim started and show them what we can do.
Yeah, I have to say, as a spectator, I think Shopify and Space Station, uh, and Native, are
Hmm.
all like they've all done really good by the community. I think
Hmm.
they were because I mean I was at Worlds and like Shopify had this like booth set up. They had like old CRTs with Halo 2. I don't know if they had Halo 1, but they definitely had Halo 2. Space Station always has like a crazy booth. Their event is always praised. It's like being super awesome. And the Native is always trying to do good stuff just for the community, but for also for they had what's that? I forget the charity now. I feel bad. I'll look it up, but they do the like the gaming carts for
Yeah, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, for kids in hospitals and stuff. So
Hmm.
I think those are three orgs that I'm like I'm happy to see in, and it was really cool to see you get signed on to.
Oh yeah, well, I appreciate that.
So what's the leak? When's the Shopify Rebellion team skin coming out?
I actually don't like. This is one thing I don't know at all. I don't know if Shopify is even gonna be partnered or not. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I know there was talks about it, but I do not know. I've not been told if it's confirmed or not. If it's a yes or no, I just know that they were talking about it. So we'll kind of see how that's gonna play out.
I really hope that they do. Like we were just talking about, they've been such a good org for the scene and the community, especially. Because you when you see teams like not to name drop orgs or whatever, because maybe I want them to sign me. That'd be cool. But like Optic
That'd
didn't
be
even have
dope.
a booth at Worlds, like at
Yeah,
all. Like they just weren't even there.
yeah,
And I don't know. As a premier team, you would expect them to at least show support for the people.
100%.
I mean,
Oh
Sentinels was
yeah.
planning is, as far as I'm aware, based on what has come from Boo Boo Doo that they're like on the way out potentially,
Hmm.
and they still had a booth. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Seeing you on Shopify is good. and this will
I
be the
appreciate
second
that.
Worlds in a row. I'll get the entire Shopify roster to sign a Yu-Gi-Oh card
Well, there
or
you go.
cards. Because last year, you can ask Cycle about it because he signed a Dark Magician. I walked up and I
Really
was like, "Bet you guys never signed this," and he was pretty surprised. So that's my thing. Um, I know I've asked you, but I've gotten a few others to sign some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so
nice.
we'll keep an eye out for that.
Where there you go.
So what was it like getting into competitive Halo for you? I've heard that you've played some SWAT before. You got into maybe traditional like MLG HCS style Halo. What was kind of like when did you like start getting into it and realize that you wanted to be like a professional?
Yeah, so started playing I started playing, Halo when I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and I fell in love with, watching my dad play. It just looked really fun, and so I obviously wanted to give it a try myself. And I grew up playing Halo Reach, as y'all can see the Reach poster in the background. Played that a good bit. Played Halo 3 a good bit. Didn't really play Halo 4. Didn't really play Halo 5 that much until like it was like a year into the game. Started playing that again, like right, I think it was like 2018, 2019, and then I really started hitting it heavy like that COVID summer. So like the 2020 summer, I started playing Halo 5. I was grinding SWAT all the time. I think it was like champ one for like 4 or 5 seasons in a row, like playing nonstop. And then I was playing in tournaments, competing in SWAT tournaments at that time. And then I was winning and I was getting money and I was like, I mean, it wasn't a lot at the time, obviously, but I mean, it was enough to make me want to keep competing. I enjoyed it. Played sports in high school as well, so it would just came natural to me, just competing. And then that whenever Halo Infinite, was getting, teased and really and gonna be dropped, they released the kickoff major in December of when was it? 2019? No, not
January of 21, I think.
yeah, yeah. So 21, yeah, 21. That's right. And I was like, mom, dad, I want to go to this. No matter what, I want to at least try it. It'd be a cool experience. And went there, played in that. I didn't get double first rounded, but I
Let's
almost got
go.
like I got like lost in like lose round two. And yeah, ever since then I've just been competing and grinding and trying to get better. And finally 2 years ago, I broke out during through FFA and won the world championship. And then the rest is history. So it's been a surreal journey. And I'm thankful that my parents were able to put forth the time and effort into me. And hopefully I can give it back to them one day.
Oh, that would be awesome. Did you attend a lot of lands before you were on Pure, or is Pure kind of the takeoff point for you being at a bunch of lands, like at
I
all of
think
the
I went
majors?
to I think I went to Raleigh, Kansas City, and then Charlotte. And then I think I went to every single land past that. Yeah. I've been to every single land since then. So
Okay.
like year 2, like going into year 2, that first major Charlotte, and then I think every single event after that, I think I've went to all those. Pretty sure. There was like 3 or 4 events I missed this game, but I could be wrong. That I have no idea. I can't even remember that way far back, even though it's been like 2 years ago.
Some people can't remember what they got for breakfast, so
I
good
mean,
on you.
fair, fair.
What was it like to talk to your parents about being on the Pure roster? And I know like the travel and hotels were covered, so it was really only covering like food and things like that. But I
Hmm.
mean, that's still like a big step to be like, hey, I'm going to be traveling this many weekends out of the year to compete with, against all these people for on this video game. Like, what was that conversation like?
Yeah. Well, like just going like whenever I first told them, this is what I want to do. They've always been supportive. And whenever I told them that I was gonna, play under, me, Hunter, Druck, and whoever else. I think it was with Manny at the time, and then like Trey as our coach. Like the whole thing was we had to go unsigned to get to events. And my parents were a little confused why I decided to do that at the start, because they were like, you need to be getting paid for what you're doing. You put in a lot of time and effort. and there's no reason for y'all not to be salaried. And it made sense at the time. At the time I had the complexity offer, the native offer, the Cloud9 offer, and I was just like, I just turned all those down, and I just stuck with Hunter and Druk and Trey, and just went unsigned. And they were kind of skeptical about it at first, but I think they understood where my mind was at the time, because I just wanted to win. At the end of the day, I'm here as a competitor, and I'm here to win.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna do whatever that takes. So
Well, I will say it definitely paid off for you in the long run overall, I think. I mean, obviously we'll never know how those other rosters would have went, but just
yeah,
based off your, placings and stuff, fourth at Worlds is, it's pretty good. And y'all had a tough road to get there, so I think it was
yep,
a interesting choice. I mean, and ultimately I think it might be paying off for you now because who knows how long? Because you might have signed like a more than a season long contract. You might have been locked in a little bit. I don't know how
yeah,
contracts for Halo are. I know some are longer than a year and some aren't. So just
yeah.
well, that's really awesome that they were supporting you. How's it with doing with? Do you go in person for college, or are you
hmm
online?
I do online currently. I've done it for the past like 3 or 4 semesters.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been taking a full load of classes either, and I'm gonna start taking a full load now. Um, I know it seems kind of like counterintuitive in a way, but yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point where it's more major focus stuff rather than just like the heavy load courses.
Yeah, you're not taking like
Um,
English 101, Math 101, whatever.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
taking
Then it's
like
just like papers due every week, and you got to get these assignments done, and math quizzes or tests every time. So it's just it's a lot easier classes now. At least for these next 2 semesters I'm gonna have. So
at least
figured I'd just go ahead
load
and bang
wise
out
at
two.
least.
Yeah, exactly. I just figured I'd go ahead and bang out a quick two full load semesters and call it a day.
Yeah. Have you ever had to call a professor or call who calls nowadays? Email a professor and be like, "Hey, prof, I've got this $1 million tournament I'm playing in like a week and a half. Can I,
hmm
have you ever had to do anything like
I
that?"
actually did it for so when I went to the 2023 Worlds to play the FFA,
Mm-hmm.
I had to email my professor so he would like I had to email him the week before so he would open the test early just for me. And he was like, "Are you sure you want me to open the test early, or did you just want to, you can take it later because you're going to be out of town." I didn't tell him what it was for. I just said I'll be out of town, so that way I couldn't, be marked absent or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I can open it for you whenever you want." So, and then he didn't open it for me early. He like opened it a day before, which it was due on Saturday, but the FFA was on Friday. So after I won the FFA, I was like stressing about this test, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like I've come here to do what I want to do. I've accomplished what I want." So I got my buddy's laptop, and I took the test on there, and I mean, I aced it. I think I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah,
mean, I passed.
absolutely. No
I
matter
passed
what.
something. I passed. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I passed it.
Yeah, that's gotta be. I couldn't imagine. So for a while, I thought about being like a teacher and or like a professor. Like that was something I thought
hmm
about doing when I was going through college. I could not imagine. I don't know how old this professor was, but like at my age, if I like became like a teacher or professor, and somebody came to me and was like, "I'm gonna go be out of town this weekend. Can I, do whatever with the test?" I'd have been like, my first thought would have been like, "Well, they're out of town, but like, what if they're out of town for?" And I would have watched Taylor Worlds and be like, "That's my student." You would have got A on the
For real.
test. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
keep it
I
real.
I appreciate that.
I'd have been like, "Oh, he won. A."
You just let me know you're gonna teach, and I'll sign up for the course. Just let
Oh,
me know.
not anymore. I've seen behind the curtain. I know how they treat teachers now. So no thanks. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What was it like competing both at the professional like HCS level, but also taking the time to play at the collegiate level?
It's definitely it's a bit hmm, best way to say it. It's definitely different in a sense of how how the skill gap is there in the collegiate level.
Hmm.
You know, with HCS, you know, you have people grinding every day. Some people, you know, just playing all day, all the time.
Yeah, you were
Um,
competing against Frosty at the time.
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
like
literally, I was competing against like It's So Frosty, like, you know what I'm saying. So it's definitely different because I'll go from playing HCS and then I'll go and play these collegiate matches, and it's just weird because they necessarily don't put in as much time at all. You know, they're not trying to go pro in Halo. They're just kind of playing it on the side just for fun. So, or unless you're Fisher Academy, and all those guys are getting scholarships to play. So I mean, there you go.
that's crazy. I can't imagine what it'd be like playing scrims against Phase or Space Station, and then like an hour and a half later, you're just flying at some Diamond Five guy who's just playing for his college because
I've had to do
they
that.
started a
I've
team.
had to do that, which is, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, they learn quick.
If anybody hasn't seen it, the College National Championship for Halo was streamed on was LVT, right? Is who partnered with
It
them.
was on LVT.
Yep. If you go back and watch, there's an Empyrean, which is the pit, flag game where this man right here was doing his best like 2018 LeBron, 1996 Michael Jordan impression,
I
doing
was.
it all. I don't remember what chat I was in, but I was like, if he caps this third flag, he's legitimately Michael Jordan status. And you got so close.
No, that was definitely the game that set it off for sure. Whenever I knew we'd win, because we lost in the just I mean I guess we'll just talk about it now. We lost the first grand finals because we beat them before in the bracket, so we get winners advantage. So we reset that game one, and I was just like, I'm not losing. I'm not losing this team ever again. Like,
Hmm.
I've already lost to them like 4 semesters in a row. It ain't gonna happen again. So then I turned off my webcam, which is like some yeah, I never do that when I stream. I will always thug it out, and whatever happens happens. But I turned off my webcam, I turned off my team comms, and I just activated. So I had to get locked in.
Yeah, it was definitely a very fun thing to watch. But so I haven't really been following a ton of the collegiate Halo to be, if I'm being
Hmm.
totally honest with you. How many
Hmm.
like how many college championships have there been for Halo? Is it 3, 4, or is it?
Mm, I think it's been I don't even know. It may even I think they were doing it in Halo 5.
Oh wow.
To be completely honest with you, like the later end of Halo 5, because I know there's been like 2 or 3 leagues it's been under. So and I know it was there a couple semesters before me, and I got into it like right after Raleigh,
Hmm.
or sometime around then. So they must have either just started whenever I got there, like 3 or 4 semesters before that, or they were doing it in like late H5 into Halo Infinite. But I couldn't. I have no idea. That I need to catch up on my Halo college Halo history for sure.
Yeah, when you
I
gotta
I have no
apply for
idea.
that Heisman, how you gonna tell them you need a Heisman trophy if you can't?
I need another trophy, like a Heisman
And
trophy, like right
right
here.
there, yeah. Oh man, that's pretty cool. I've got to say, watching, I mean, growing up having played Halo and kind of seeing, I don't want to say the birth of esports, but kind of
Hmm.
at least the start roughly of console esports. If you told me back when I was watching Halo 3 MLG live streams that one day Halo would have a college championship, I would have called you crazy.
I mean, I didn't even. That was the thing, is I was enrolled at my school, or like in my college, University of North Georgia,
Hmm.
and I didn't even know we had an esports team at all. So I was just playing, and I could have been competing in this and these, and got like top six. Because I mean, because me and Killjoy, I don't know if some of y'all may have seen the college matches, but we have Killjoy, Zoom, and then Eli, who's our fourth. Um, I mean, Zoom didn't even join until after me. So I mean, we've been enrolled so many times, and like he's been like, I think Zoom's a junior or senior or something like that, and he just joined like a year ago. So I mean, yeah, a lot of teams or esports, college esports specifically, don't market themselves enough at their own college. So I mean, a lot of students probably don't even necessarily know that they even have them, which is another big thing. So, but yeah, to go at what you were saying, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing until I joined, and look where it brought me. So,
That's cool. I so my college, uh, I graduated several years ago. Now, I'm an elder statesman when it comes to esports and stuff at this point.
hmm
We got a league team and an Overwatch team and a couple other teams.
wow.
Our college was kind of nerdy, but I was there when they put in like the practice facilities. If you walk,
hmm
there's like a hallway, and it's right across the street, or not the street, the hall from our child. Our college had like a child daycare center, so like
hmm
so like students could drop off their kids and like go to class. But like across the
Mhm.
hall, so it was that so that you would walk by and you would just see like rows and rows of computers, the gamer
That's crazy.
chairs, and all this other stuff, and they'd just be practicing. And then on the other side, there's like kids, like literally like preschoolers. And it was so funny just to
That's
like
crazy.
walk through there. And then like if you walk down the hall a little bit further, it was a bar. It was like a pub. So you
Wow.
you could go in there and get your beer, drop off your kid, and go to your esports practice.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's been crazy seeing that growth. So now that you've got your team announced, are you guys planning to play in these tune up, whatever they're calling them, HCS off season events? I know they're not for like a ton
Um,
of money. They're like I
I think
think
it's
a
like
thousand
1,000.
dollars. I think it's 750
Yeah.
for first place or something.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I have no idea. But
You guys heard it here first. He doesn't talk to his teammates already. Season is chalked.
it might be over already. I mean, nah, but we're planning on playing in the majority of them that we can. I know that some Royal 2 and Frosty both have things that they they're I think it's like the third or fourth tournament that they can't play in. But I mean, I've already told them that I'm going to be playing in all of them, regardless of who is I'm playing with, if we need a sub or something. So me and Cycle will probably play in all of them, but yeah, but to answer your question, yes, we should be playing in all of them. Yes, all of them we can.
Yeah, all that everybody's available in at least.
Yeah.
It's cool because I think everybody's really excited to see some teams like actually start playing, even if it is like an off season like tune up or whatever. I think the off season's extra long this year. It's end
hmm
October, and beginning of October is Worlds, and we're not getting out of off season until sometime in February,
hmm
just based off of like because the last off season tournament's on the 8th of February, so it's a kind of a long off season. So I'm hoping, in addition to these, they do something like I don't know, a playlist shakeup, get us some like random Forge maps off of the composer or whatever they are.
Yeah,
Because there's some really cool maps. I would like to not watch you guys play the same ball map for 4 years in a row.
dude. I mean, that's like one of the biggest things that I've been not like or like not complaining about, but definitely showing interest in is another oddball map. Like we've been playing the same three oddball maps for like going on 4 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that we haven't got a one single new oddball map is just not good. Like that's just it's not good for viewership. It's not good for the players because I mean like there's only so many things you can do like before it just gets boring. Like I would rather have 10 out of 10 times new maps every year than go 4 years in a row the same maps and just be bland.
I mean, in a perfect world, we have new maps, um, full weapon balance tweaks, and
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, yeah,
Settings
of
changes
course, of
every year.
course.
That's like perfect. It's just crazy that we have arguably the most powerful forge in we've ever had in an Halo game, and we've had what two forge maps? No, well, not counting the Solitude and Pit.
hmm
We've had and now Interference. I guess we've had a few forge maps, but we're not having like I don't know if you watch those. I mean, have you played in the Forge Hub tourneys? I think you have. a couple times.
Yeah, I've played in 3 of them, 4 of them, something like
Hmm.
that.
And I mean, those aren't like the greatest maps ever all the time. I don't love them, but there's some in there that are at
Yeah,
least
of course.
interesting.
Now, there's
You know,
definitely some in there that like some of those maps could be like objectively are better than some of the maps we have now.
it's
I'm just gonna be completely honest. They're actually designed well.
mhm.
They play well. Like to be honest, I mean they play to infinite speed of the like game. I mean the spawns are not terrible. You're not spawning on top of anybody, which is also a bonus. And the game it works as intended. I mean that's
Right.
pretty much just I mean all you can say about it. But I mean the fact that it's those maps are could be put in means that we Halo could or the company could be doing more.
Right.
But
And this
but
isn't even
obviously
a
it is. No,
sorry,
you go ahead.
not to cut you off. And I'm not saying like, oh, 343 should just only snag some Forge maps off of the map browser or whatever.
Hmm.
But I mean, these maps have officially, in my opinion, been vetted by multiple people. Because if you guys didn't have fun playing on them, they wouldn't be in those tournaments anymore, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly,
if there was something
exactly.
horribly wrong with them, you wouldn't be competing on them. Because it's not for HCS prize money, but it's still like what 5K, like a prize pool
Yeah,
of
I mean
5K.
it's
That's pretty
yeah,
good
I
for
think
a
it's like
weekend.
750 a person, 650 or something like a person. So I mean you win that. I mean that's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, that's not bad for a weekend. Pickup team
Yeah,
or
not at
some of
all.
those teams
Yeah.
really like play together. But like, I've seen pickup teams go in there and like win and stuff. And I don't know that
Yeah.
when people say we need new maps and they're like we want dev maps, I'm like dev maps are cool, but I
I
mean
mean,
we
yeah,
could
they're
also
cool
have
and
a
all, but I
we
mean,
could have a whole
exactly,
overhaul tomorrow with all of these
exactly.
maps.
I 100%
I don't
agree
know.
with you.
It's interesting. Speaking of Forge maps, do you prefer maps that are symmetrical or asymmetrical?
Hmm. I do feel like Halo has tended to more symmetrical maps in the past. Um, I mean, we can like in this game we've gotten Live Fire, which is I think this is one of the first games that's featured a non-symmetrical map. Day one. Um, Halo 5 we had like Truth, the Truth remake. We got Regret, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this game come out the gate with an asymmetrical map. So in my opinion, I don't mind it either way. I think asymmetrical maps are definitely getting more mixy for sure. It kind of just
Hmm.
depends on who's got control. It can't really okay. Asymmetrical maps can flip the momentum at any time, at any point, anytime. The symmetrical maps, like it's so hard to swing the momentum because it like everyone is just like can counter each other. On asymmetrical maps, you can like some guy can just be going rogue the whole time and just you can't stop him. Just for like how the timing on the maps work, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think asymmetrical maps definitely need to be a standard for at least games going forward. Um, but could just be me. I don't know.
I think the issue we've run into for Halo in the past couple, and you kind of show your Halo experience a little bit in terms of maps. Halo's always had really cool ASIMs.
Hmm.
Um, I think the issue is that everybody wants ASIMs to be Guardian or Lockout,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they want their symmetrical maps to be midship.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of that goes on. For example, like the rig in Halo 5 was a really cool, like it was a fun asymmetrical map that you could do a lot on. It's not great. It's not good in. I'm not gonna say it's not great. It's not good in at all
Yeah, no, I
in
agree.
Infinite. But ASIMs play Oddball. They play Koth, and they play Strongholds. I think like infinitely better than any symmetrical map will. Because like,
Hmm.
could you imagine trying to play I don't know the Pit or like
Dude.
or was it Fortress? I'm trying to play
Yeah.
Fortress on like was it Strongholds, and then you got Royal 2 sitting in the tower with the snipe, you in the other tower with the snipe, Frosty doing whatever the fuck Frosty does, and y'all are locking down 2. Like how
Yeah.
you can't
I
you
mean,
can't really do
it's pretty
anything
much
there, you
it's
know?
yeah, it's pretty much impossible, especially game modes on symmetrical maps like that.
Yeah, and that's not to say I don't like symmetrical maps. I just think ASIMs provide like you're talking about somebody going rogue. Well, I think that that is just an expression of that player's skill. Because
Hmm.
you could like, I mean, we've seen it in HCS tournaments where somebody is, off on recharge doing whatever, kind of like away from their team, and all four of the other team are looking for him, but they're just playing well enough that they are still, causing problems. So I think that's a good thing to think about when we're talking ASIMs versus symmetrical maps.
No, yeah, 100%.
If you
I
could
definitely agree.
if you could see one change in Halo Infinite for the next season in a perfect world, what would it be? Just like any one major change.
Definitely, I'm gonna say the strafe speed. I feel like the strafe speed would definitely affect jiggle peeking. I feel like that's probably one of the most prominent issues with this game, especially online, because jiggle peeking is not, or more or less, a skill on LAN than it is online. Because online, you could shoot someone who's jiggle peeking and they could just, just eat a bullet, and it's just you just see blood just come out of them, and it's like, dude, are you serious? And then, but on land, that's definitely you have to be really skillful at jiggle peeking on land for it to actually work.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely the strafe speed for sure, just to eliminate people jiggle peeking and abusing that online mechanic for sure.
Do you mean the speed or the acceleration? Because I've heard people talk about the
Okay.
acceleration is why you can jiggle more because you go from 0 to 100 really quick. So you change
Yeah.
direction
Okay.
really
So
fast.
yeah. The acceleration. No, excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to clarify. Because, I mean, the
Hmm.
strafe speed is pretty fast, but I think the biggest thing people have an issue with is you can change direction almost
No, yeah, because
instantly.
that's one of the things with. I know it's not really as big as an issue because we don't have that many MNK players, but you can use what's called snap tap for the people that don't know. You can basically instantly use whatever left right AD on your keyboard and pretty much instantaneously go left and right in the game before, like, basically before the keys even press down or like comes up off, the other one's already being pressed, so you're already going that direction. Obviously it's not that big of a problem in Halo just because we don't have that many MNK pros, but there has been a fair share of moments where I've seen it and I'm like, this is unplayable. It's borderline. You can't even kill the person. So, but yeah, definitely the strafe acceleration. Um,
Mhm.
to clarify, strafe acceleration being changed, lowered, it would be a great thing to do.
Okay. I know a couple of other pros that I've talked to either through their chats or heard them talk about have said like strafe excel is like a big problem to them. So I was
Yeah.
just making sure we were clear if you meant the speed or the acceleration
No,
itself.
yeah, I definitely meant the Excel. That is on me.
I think if I was gonna have one change that was like perfect world, is that 343 or Halo Studios, whatever you want to call them, would actually listen to feedback,
Yeah.
whatever form that takes it in. Because like in the off season, they could have been like, here's 6 Forge maps, a test arena HCS playlist with ranks, go wild, and we'll figure it out. Instead, they put Fortress and Midship in for a week, and then took Midship out. We don't even know if we still don't know if that's going to be a good map or not in Infinite. We just know that it was like, some people were saying it was okay, some people were saying it wasn't okay, but also the people who were saying it wasn't okay was because of the frame issues. So
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
100% sure. People are like, oh, fine with Fortress, but that's just another 2 snipe 3 flag map. So
Mhm.
there's not like a lot there.
Yeah.
Have you heard the rumors about Coliseum coming in January?
I have not actually. I know it was Coliseum, and what was that asymmetrical map introduced in like Reach and H2 Anniversary? Where it's got like the rings in the middle, two snipes.
I
What is
don't
that
know.
called? I
Uh,
forgot.
ASIM or Sim? A symmetrical map or an asymmetrical?
Yeah, asymmetrical. It's got like the rocks. It's got the rocks on like symmetrical sides, and then the snipe huts on the asymmetrical
You're not
sides to
talking
do
about
like
Solitude, are I mean, not Solitude.
no.
I am.
What is it
Fucking
called?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. That is what I'm talking about. So Sanctuary was rumored a while back to be coming into Halo Infinite, but I
I
think it
would
got scrapped.
good.
Don't
I would
remember.
unironically not watch HCS. I'm so tired of watching Sanctuary. I'm
I
more
mean,
tired.
it's just
I'm just as
yeah.
tired of watching Sanctuary as I am watching Pit. Like,
Real. I mean, dude, it is so. I'm getting so tired of playing Pit just because it's getting to the point where I like. there's been players playing who have been playing on that map longer than I've even like touched Halo. So like,
There
what is going on? Like, you
there
know what I
are
mean?
people who have
I
played
just don't know.
Pit almost every day for their entire for 17 years or whatever. So like
Yes.
I'm so tired of Pit. I would
It just needs to be just put in the vault. One of the like you can just like you can like they can even stamp it greatest Halo like map of all time.
and just
Take it
never
the
play
hell out. It never play it again. It's in the Hall of Fame. Like once
GA,
you go
can
into the
we
Hall of
just
Fame,
GA
just
the Pit?
hey, I'm down. I'm down.
I'm all right. All right, Halo Pros. Everyone that I think Ryan Noob will agree. Let's just GA the Pit.
I mean, nah, he might he
He
of all
might.
people might not agree. I think
That's what
he
I'm
wants that
saying.
map
That's what I'm
forever.
saying.
He
Well, I mean,
he wants his holy
we've all
grail.
seen the clip where Halo 3 playing. I think he's playing against Trigger Down on Warriors, and him and Goofy and them, or get the crazy map 11 upset. Have you seen that clip? You know what I'm
Mm,
talking about? I'm about to
I
find it
think I
for you.
have. I'm not sure.
Oh shit! I just forgot. I'm doing a screen capture right there. Let me.
Well, yeah. They're seeing all your tabs.
I'm just going to cut that out real quick. I'm going to do some editing.
Nah, you're good.
No, we're good. Let me see if I can find this for you real quick.
All right.
I promise you, this is like one of the most legendary Halo 3 clips for MLG era. All right, I'm just gonna link it to you from this point. I'm gonna send this to you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna re-full screen you, and I'll just edit that a little bit. I've sent it right with the timestamp, and I will for once put this on the video.
Okay.
So this is the only
Wait, hold
reason
on.
why.
So
Oh,
the
go ahead.
first thing I see when I click on this video, okay?
Yeah.
2010, okay? So
2010.
2010.
Yup. Yup.
I was
14 years
5
ago.
years old
Yup.
in kindergarten.
Yup.
And this map was being played, by the
And
way.
this map was being
I just
played
want to let that known.
competitively.
I just want to let that be known. This map was being played competitively when I was coloring. I was coloring books, bro.
Yeah, I can hear some of our viewers' bones creak
Wow.
from here.
Wow. This is insane.
Yeah, this is the most exciting Pit Slayer game there's ever been. I think HCS needs some more crowd mics.
It definitely they have them, but they're not loud. Like they need to turn them up.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh yeah, so
bro.
this team was Goofy, Nocturnal Colonel, Break, and Ryan Noob, who was going by a really good noob at the time. It was Triggers Down versus Warriors in Columbus.
Ryan got 7 kills. Now, how old was Ryan at this time? He has to be like.
I don't know. I think that guy is
I don't
permanently
know.
whatever age he wants to be.
I mean, but he dropped 7. I mean, I need more out of him.
They win by what 2 or something? I don't know.
They won by 1.
They won by 1.
50-49.
That snipe though, when Goofy hits there, crazy. Crowd reaction and everything. Just
It's definitely
so
insane.
That's why we need more crowd mics. But we can stop playing Pit. That's not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
So let's just chalk it.
Put it in the Hall of Fame. That's all that needs to be done. That's it.
Yeah.
That is
Speaking
it.
of games that were played when you were coloring books, we'll go a little older. Have you ever even played Halo 1? Like Combat Evolved?
I've played Combat Evolved in MCC, but I've never played Combat Evolved.
Like original.
OG,
Yeah, the original.
Yeah. I've
And
never
there
played
is
the original.
Anybody who's watching, there is an insane difference in how the game feels. I still think Halo 1 MCC is one of the more skillful Halos that you can play right now, but it's nothing compared to the original. Most of the games on that collection aren't comparable to the original, which is unfortunate. So you said you've played it. Is that like campaign, or are you a campaign guy, or did you play some multiplayer with some people?
For all the older Halos I played campaign pretty much. I mean, for every single game. Halo 3, I was not really a multiplayer guy. I was just more so like playing with my dad custom games, 1v1ing, getting destroyed. But yeah, and then Halo 5, I was a big. I didn't play the Halo 5 campaign for like 3 years, and then
You didn't miss
decided I was gonna do. I know. I decided I was gonna play it on like legendary, and then I just realized how bad that campaign was because I was like, wow, this is extremely easy, and I'm really bad. So, and I'm not. And then I got told to play Halo 2 Legendary, and I regretted it for the rest of my life.
You walked into this Jackal Sniper Alley and was like,
I
damn.
got one tapped 4 times in a row because I got a checkpoint right before it. So my Spartan, like the acceleration, like the speed, just kept going. I just kept on getting sniped. I had to restart the whole level.
I mean, it got you ready to play against Renegade, I guess, or Stellar.
I mean, I guess just people just not missing at all.
Yeah. I
It's just
need
insane.
to get an edit of a Jackal Sniper and just put like Stellar and Renegade over them and Lucid
Mm.
and some of our great Frosty and Halo 5, dude. Can you
I
imagine?
mean,
That's what it was.
I just don't know like who programmed those things. Like,
Yeah, they just decided to like have them headshot you. It's crazy.
just you're dead every
Yeah,
time. Just
just
you can don't even have a chance. You have to
chalk. Yeah.
pre-fire them, but
You have to
they're just
know
gonna
where they
hit you.
are
Like,
before you walk around that corner and like be pre-aiming. It's insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Outside of Halo, what kind of games are you into? Do you play much outside of Halo, or are you kind of
Mm,
like, well, now that I'm a pro, I'm only gonna play this, or because
mm,
I have the passion to
uh,
compete?
I used to play a lot of single player games. I was big into like the Dying Light franchise for a bit. 100% Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2. And then I just recently downloaded Dead Island 2. I used
Mm,
to play Dead Island on the OG Xbox, and I had like a buddy of mine who could mod guns and stuff. So I was just one tapping everything, infinite ammo. Uh, yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, just single player games like that. Just kind of I can just chill and relax and just kind of just listen to music and vibe. Definitely are some other games I play. I'm looking to get into more games actually.
board? Did you say board games or more
No, no,
games?
no, more games. Sorry.
Okay.
Um, and just kind of explore from there because I haven't really played anything other than Halo and just like some like zombie like single player games stuff like that.
Hmm. Have you ever played fighting
But
games?
no, I've not actually.
Okay. Well, I play Guilty Gear Strive. It's pretty fun fighting game. I think you should look into getting into that.
I might have to. Might
If you
have
have
to.
Game Pass, it's or it was on Game
Huh?
Pass. I don't know if it is anymore.
Might have to check.
Uh, Pretty cool. A lot of fun. I've been competing in tournaments for that in the past few months. Finally,
How's that been
that's
going?
it's been cool. I went from so I've been playing since like May. This is the first time I ever played a fighting game for more than like 10 minutes with your friends, just hitting a bunch of buttons and like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
did let me hit square over and over and over because you don't know how to block or something, or B or whatever your melee button is, or the punch button, or like a Dragon Ball like Budokai game.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've ever spent the time to like learn and figure out how to play. I
Mm-hmm.
can find the video of my first game ever is on the internet. I can go and find it.
Wow.
Not my first game ever, but the first time I played Strive, which was
Mm-hmm.
like in May or something, or March maybe, against a guy who's been playing fighting games his whole life basically. And I was like, I don't know what the grab button is. I don't know how to. I don't. You just see me like walking back and forth, throwing like normal ass punches and stuff. And it's and now you like watch, and I'm like throwing crazy mixes at people, and I don't know. It's funny to see
You just keep
the
leveling up,
difference.
just keep figuring it out. Just the tech.
We're
Just
trying,
gotta
man.
figure it out.
I'm playing against some psychos, man.
Really.
So when I started playing, I had never played a fighting game before.
Mm-hmm.
Watch them play. Got on, because I wanted to play with the streamer because he's a buddy of mine. Was like, oh sure, I'll install. I'll play, get my butt kicked, and I probably won't play anymore.
Hmm.
Got murdered because I didn't know how to do anything. Took a break for a couple weeks and then went to the guy. So they hosted these tournaments every week, and they're still doing it, but they call them Strongest Under the Heavens. That's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
In their Discord, and they're like a weekly tournament series. And I didn't play in season 1, but at the end of season 1, I went or at some point in season 1, I went up to the guy who is currently quoted the Strongest Into the Heavens because he just won.
Mm-hmm.
So he was sitting out the next week bracket because he was just quote unquote the strongest. And I said, hey, I want to know how to play this game. Fight me. And we, in 3 days before the tournament, because he was playing again, because he had lost his title, so he's playing again. 3 days before the next tournament, in 3 days, we played 40 hours of Guilty Gear Strive.
Whoa.
And that was me like going from not knowing how to play against
Hmm.
arguably the best player in that server at the time, and just
Wow,
getting my ass beat, literally like hundreds of matches in a row.
that's crazy.
Um, yeah, we we went to the stream. He won that week. Didn't drop a
Yeah.
game. Took his title back because he got a ton of practice in. Right, so he's like super
Hmm.
practiced.
Yeah.
And and we were in the chat, and I was like, I'm gonna take credit for his win, because we played like 40 hours of Strive before this, in the past couple days, and I shit you not, like 3 or 4 people in that chat that I talked to, that's still playing. I talked to were like, yeah, we kind of like realized that might be a problem later, and it is because I just kept playing. I went from
Yeah.
not knowing how to play to doing like 12 hit combos in
Hmm.
like a day and a half basically.
Yeah.
So that's been a
Wow.
lot of fun. It's the first game since Halo that I've wanted to get better at, like competitively. Like
Yeah.
I've played like I've played the Call of Duty, I've played other shooters, and just none of them are Halo. I don't know. Do you have
No.
that? Do
Yeah.
you have like a shooter that you play that isn't Halo that you're like, this is a lot of fun? I know you have talked about doing ranked Call of Duty with
Yeah.
Cycle, but
Yeah. Me and Cycle and Collect have been on this grind of playing COD ranked, but we hit Crimson, and then it's just kind of been downhill from there because it's like every single match you don't know if you're gonna play a cheater or not
yeah, I've heard that's
because
been a real big problem.
dude, it was so bad one night. This guy literally goes, "Y'all want to see something?" Like he goes, literally types in the text chat. We're just sitting there, talking. He goes, "Y'all want to see something crazy?" Next thing I know, the server is like gone. We can't move, and then I just see my kill feed, just all of us four dead every time, just
That's
on repeat.
crazy.
And I watched the kill cam, and I'm like, bro, what is happening? Guy's just shooting the wall. He's just lighting the
Oh,
wall up.
he's spin botting or whatever.
I'm like, what?
That's just
Like,
crazy.
how? How? So I
Yeah.
mean, that ever since that, have had no motivation to play that game, and I'm nervous as hell to play it because I don't want to get
Mhm.
hacked on. And but you know what? Thankfully, the population in Halo is low. That we don't have to worry about that. Maybe it's just one or two cheaters, maybe here and there.
Mhm.
But yeah. So yeah, just to answer your question, that game gives me a little bit the same feeling of Halo. Like playing it, but at the same time, not really, just because
Mhm.
there's so many cheaters right now. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game to chill and play ranked in for sure.
Okay. Well, a game I think you might like. Um,
Hmm.
it's made by a guy I've known him for a long time, and his team for the past, I think they said 8 years now. Indie studio. It's called Covenant by Legion
Hmm.
Studios. They put out their trailer I think last week, and it's like 400,000 views right now. It was picked up on Asmongold has looked at it on stream and stuff. I very briefly chatted with them, was looking into helping them on that game several years
Hmm.
ago. And some of the stuff that they're doing for the PvP side is cool, and I'm really interested in it. So just it's kind of a chat for everybody. I think you guys should check it out.
Ooh, and Unreal Engine. I'm just watching the trailer right now. It's from Unreal Engine, from developers behind Call of Duty, Halo, ooh,
There's a lot of
and
them. There's a lot of good
Destiny,
ones. And Doom,
Doom.
yeah,
Wow, Battlefield. Now that might have to give this one a try.
yeah. So I've watched this trailer a bunch, but I've also seen what it looks like when they're not using the trailerified version, and the gameplay is a lot more clear. It's a lot less motion blur.
Oh no, it still looks really good. And it's an
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine too. That's awesome. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
UE5.
You know what? Speaking of Unreal Engine, what are your thoughts and takes on the next Halo being on Unreal Engine?
As somebody who went to school for game design and uh, game stuff in general,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think the move to Unreal is good for the long term, since because of the way Microsoft's hiring practices work. I'm about to make myself
Yeah.
unhireable by Microsoft, by the way. Microsoft's hiring practices fucking suck. They need
Yeah.
to get that shit sorted. because all they do is hire contractors for everything, and
Yeah.
the contracts are not like super long. They're like 6 to 12 months or something, and then you can't be rehired on a contract for a while. It's really dumb, and it really hurt Infinite's development because they wanted
Mhm.
to make a new engine based off Blam. Um, Spoiler alert: Slipspace is just the Blam engine with some tune-ups. It's 20 something years old. It's awful. I don't. We're still using it. So I don't know. I think UE5 or UE4, whatever they use, is going to be a big
Mhm.
improvement because it's more known in the industry. It's not proprietary software. People have
Yeah.
worked on it on other games, and it's not 20 goddamn years old of spaghetti code.
No, yeah. I mean that's pretty much like the thing that I'm more concerned with is because I mean obviously we're going to Unreal Engine no matter what. That's
That's
pretty much
confirmed.
gonna be confirmed. But the fact that like Microsoft knew they fucked up when they started hiring contractors. Hopefully they don't make the same mistake again. Hopefully they
I'm
learn
sure
from
they
their
are.
mistakes. But you know what do I know? I'm just a Halo pro. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see.
I don't know, man. I mean, getting that college degree and playing, what used to be their flagship game at the highest level. But I mean, Blam is why there's so many of these like random legacy glitches and stuff from old games and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I hope the Unreal, and I think it's a good move for the studio and for like stability. We'll just have to see how they do it, what they do, because there are ways that they can make it feel like Halo. Like I'm not worried about
Yeah.
that part. I just hope
Yeah.
they fix the leadership and stuff with the change. But I don't know. Seeing Pierre, is it Pierre Hintz?
Mhm.
Come up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's pronounced Hintz. It might be Heinz. I don't know.
We know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, new head of Halo Studios. When he came on and they were talking about the change and like what they were doing, I don't know, in that time where he was on stage talking about it in like in general, not to be like down on like previous leadership, but he seemed more genuine about like wanting stuff to work
Yeah.
than previous leadership. And I don't know if that's because he's better at PR, because he could be. He could just
Yeah.
be a much better PR trained guy. But I don't know. It felt more real, and like he wanted it to succeed.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I mean, hopefully everything will work out, and that we'll forget that Halo Infinite even happened, and we'll just look at the new Halo and be like, wow, you know what, that they may have messed up, but thank God they redeemed themselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been on that train for mm, more than
I
10 years
know,
now.
I know.
I mean,
I mean,
as jaded
I'm
as
just
I am,
hopeful.
about the Halo series, I'm never gonna be out. I've been in it too long
Yeah,
to like not play it anymore. And I know
yeah,
there's
no,
some people like that, so we'll
of
see.
course.
I'm excited. But talking about Halo Infinite, I know you've been making like YouTube content, and it's mostly
Hmm.
been uploading like cool games and like outlier games like that one with Cycle where you put up almost 60 in that ball game.
Hmm.
Do you have any ideas of like what you might want to do for Halo content going forward outside of like the streaming of like and like cutting out like good games or like
I've
exciting
definitely thought
moments, I guess.
about Yeah, I've definitely thought about, doing like a tips and tricks kind of video. Just kind of like what the like, what you need to be focusing on yourself. Type deal, kind of like how to rank up, stuff like that. Because I mean, I feel like every like the new gun, there's new timings, new different ways to play. Which I don't think really anybody's done that, yet. I think Shyways, talked about it a little bit, but it's a little different coming from him rather than a pro player, obviously. Um, I've also thought about doing kind of like, I saw Sunless Khan, a big Rocket League YouTuber. Um, he's done like, can three bronzes beat this pro?
Yeah,
So I mean,
the three
obviously it would
pros.
be a lot harder to do in Halo. even find 3 bronze players. But I do feel like it is doable, and I thought about doing some stuff like that just to see kind of where it would go.
I mean, you could always
Like
just do like
trying.
one pro versus 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds.
Yeah,
It's
for
not quite
sure.
the same
But
because, but there's less bronze level players than there are onyx level players,
yeah,
so it's a
yeah.
little hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be really interesting to see because it is so it is so easy to like in this game, it is very easy to shoot with the, a lot of aim assist on controller, but it's definitely rewarding for sure, to say the least. I guess what I'm trying to say is that everyone in this game can shoot, but not everybody can make the right decisions. I think that's the biggest
Hmm.
skill gap in this game for sure.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I think it would be really cool for you to do. I don't know how you would go about this, but I don't think you should play in these because you would tip the scales a little bit too much. No offense, you're really good at the game, but getting like I don't know viewer eights on new maps or like custom settings. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I've got a buddy. His name is Ghostly OG. He mods with me in a couple of the
Mhm.
other one of the other streams I'm in,
Mhm.
and he's gone through on the HCS maps and like moved weapons around, done like map overhauls, like way more in depth than what 343 or Halo Studios does.
Yeah.
Um, I think doing stuff like that would be cool. Um, I think it would be better to do like Forge maps, be like
Yeah.
finding or like showcase a Forge map. I know Halo Studios does it, and I know Blitz does it now. But just like
Mhm.
being like, here's me commentating a game of eights of my subscribers as they play Oddball on this Forge map by whoever. I don't know. I
No,
mean,
definitely that is a good idea. I mean, I would just obviously, there's gonna become a point in time where gameplay is not gonna cut it for talking about YouTube content. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to branch out ideas. Whether it's I guess the biggest thing is trying to figure out what people want. Just because like the game's already been out for this is going on 4 years now.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's kind of you just kind of have to keep reusing content. I can't really think of anything that's like new and off the top of my head besides like the two diamonds versus one pro or something like that. But we will
It's
see.
tough because also like I've talked about this with a couple of other people before, but Halo isn't like you've mentioned Halo is pretty easy to shoot in, so it's not like there's this huge mechanical depth that you can explore content in.
Hmm.
But there's also not a major strategical depth either, as much as Ryan Noob would, say otherwise
Hmm.
with some of his plays. You're not like in CS:GO. There's like setups, right? Like you're like, all
Yeah.
right, if we're gonna hit this hallway, I'm gonna throw a grenade here to smoke off this angle so we can push B.
Yeah.
Right. In Halo, it's just because you move fast. You move fast enough that it's not it's not like there's definitely strategy. You have to like know how to lock down spawns, but it's like trying to say it's kind of trying to say like the NBA is
Yeah.
has like a strategical planning like RTS nature. When it doesn't, it's too
Hmm.
fast paced. There's plays, but it's not. It's not not RTS. So
No. Yeah. I know what
or
you
like
mean.
as cerebral as that. So I don't know. I don't envy you trying to make content for the game. That's why I don't make content for the game because I want Halo Infinite's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever sat in a room with me for more than 2 minutes and tried to talk about Halo Infinite, I'm like, yeah, but you could be playing Halo One MCC with me. We playing four. We could be playing 2v2s, and that shit is so good. I could play hours of Halo One 2v2s even on MCC. I could not play a full 12 game, 15 game
Yeah, I
set
mean
of
that's like
scrims like
I
you
think
guys
that's the
do.
biggest thing with like streaming this game, especially in matchmaking, is it gets so like it's just like ruler. Like you're streaming for 6 plus hours, you're not okay. Like
No,
after that
you're
six
not.
hours, you're not like happy. You're not you're dead. You're dead inside. Like that's the I just don't like this game is just not that's what I guess I'm hopeful for is in the next Halo is that this game can be fun to play, without just rage inducing and constantly just something going wrong, like blink melees or blank shots, or not even loading into the map or getting an easy anti cheat, the glitch. There's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of
Hmm.
bugs that I hope are not in a game at launch for sure.
Yeah, I think the other thing about it is like Halo Infinite's maps, for the most part, I would say are focus group tested to death. Like
Hmm.
people say they like live fire, and I think it's the Haven effect where every other map sucks basically, and so they just like that map by default.
No, yeah, I would agree with that.
Because like it's a 3-lane map with like one underground tunnel, so like technically 4, but like I don't know. Streets is a 3-lane map. We don't have like arena maps with 3-lane maps. Like Recharge is
Yeah,
close, Aquarius is close, but I don't know. I think when
yeah.
people are like, "Man, I love Live Fire," I'm like, "Man, you love milk toast, don't you?" Like Jesus Christ.
No, that's definitely a good analogy, because I mean, like, I think we just like the maps are so like poorly like designed that like anything that's like remotely okay is just like the greatest map of all time. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just kind of
Like people
like,
loved Catalyst until they added double snipes rockets. People loved Catalyst,
yep, yep.
and it wasn't even. It wasn't. It was like almost like inverse pit. It was really cool. I actually liked it overall. I would
She
prefer to play
was. Now that I
that.
think about it,
Yeah, I'd rather play that than pit.
I would
Um,
100% rather play that than Pit, because I'm telling you, Pit Hall of Fame map, just put it there. No
just put
one
one
like
skewer on that map, the overshield, and call it good. Like you don't even need anything else. Like the map was pretty
exactly.
nice. I would love to see a map that's kind of like Warlock. If you've I don't it's a Halo 2 map
Yeah,
is kind
yeah.
of where it picked up H2A. It was an H2A too
Hmm.
as well I should say. 4 bases, 4-way symmetrical teleporters. We haven't had a teleporter on a comp map, and I don't
Dude,
even
it's been a
know.
long time.
I don't even know. Fun fact: did you know that in Halo Infinite the portals teleport your grenades?
What?
If you throw a grenade at a teleporter in Halo Infinite, the grenade just goes through it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that bust. So they put out that Damnation remake into the matchmaking, I
Hmm.
think a year ago or more.
Hmm.
And that completely busted that map because one of the things you do on that map is throw a grenade at top teleporter, and it would sit there and blow up. So if they came through, they would explode. Well, it's
Yeah.
infinitely harder to throw a grenade up there when it just teleports through. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. There's some
I
really cool
mean,
forge maps. We talked about that though.
that definitely just seems like another thing just to break the game.
Yep. I don't know. I still
I
would like to
mean,
see a map with teleporters. I really don't care at this point. Give me a man cannon.
I'm
Give
down
me a
for a
man
man
cannon
cannon.
into a
Just
teleporter. I don't care.
some of the Forge Hub maps had teleporters
Yeah.
and man cannons. Just saying.
I mean, that was
Just
something that was
saying.
so uniquely Halo that we had for so long, and we haven't had. I
Yeah.
don't think we've had a teleporter on a map in a comp map.
I mean, dude, look at Narrows. That had two main cannons, two freaking launchers. Like,
Yeah, that was it was.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
and
It's
that's
just
one of the
something that
greatest maps of all
Halo's
time.
lost. I'll argue with that. Narrows is overrated, but that's a long ass discussion. The only reason why Narrows is considered a good map is because the Halo 3 BR was garbage.
Was it?
Yeah, in
Was it
my
that
in my
bad?
opinion. Okay. All
I mean,
right.
I don't know. I never used the H2BR, so I don't.
Halo 2 BR was a little easier to use, I will admit. But the
Mhm.
Halo 3 BR was designed to be random intentionally.
Really?
Yep. There's a whole dev
Okay,
blog
well,
about it.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind, bro.
It wasn't insanely random. But when people say that, like, ooh, in Halo 3 you had to lead, so it was more skillful. No, you were also
Mhm.
accounting for the fact that the BR was random. Um,
Wow.
yeah. But like, if you play Narrows, and it's like playing some of the Halo 1 maps. If you play
Mhm.
Narrows in Halo Infinite, like the Narrows remake, if one
Yeah.
team gets like all the bandits or like a BRs and then a snipe and sits top middle, and you're spawning in the base,
Yeah.
um, Because in Halo 3, it was really hard for the BR to register a perfect 4-shot from top mid
Mhm.
into the base. In Halo Infinite, we don't have that problem. So it's not
Yeah.
hard to pin you in your base.
Yeah, that's
And in Halo
crazy.
3, they also had to up the damage, the base player damage, to make the BR not bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could
That's
talk for
crazy.
hours about why I think Halo 3 is overrated, but still a fun game. But I don't want the peaked in high school crowd to talk about me bad in their videos in my comments.
That's crazy.
No, so we're a little over an hour. I'm gonna cut some stuff out because I accidentally did a couple oopsies. But
What happened?
oh, I just remember when I was sending you that video. It was
Oh,
on
yeah,
my end.
yeah.
I just have to fix that.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and cutting out a couple of dead air parts. But
Gotcha.
as we're getting toward the end, I'm gonna ask you a couple, maybe not quick questions, but questions that I'm not planning to be super in depth.
Mhm.
But what would it take for you to play some Halo 1 and learn some Halo 1 with like me
Mm,
and like 2 other players? You'll probably kick the shit out of me, even though I've played it way longer than you because you're just better than me at Halo. I get it. Look, you don't have to flex on me. I understand.
I mean, I would just have to download it. I'm down to play. I
All
mean,
right.
I've never played Halo 1 like actually like going in and like really playing. I've just kind of just played like Blood Gulch and that's like it.
Yep.
Um, but
That's what
yeah,
most people did.
I'm down.
Yep.
I'm
I
down.
think Halo 1 2s will is whenever you hear me critique Halo, Halo 1 2s is what I'm comparing it to always.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's because just to talk about a little bit, Halo 1 2s is played to 50, no time limit,
Mhm.
and the
Okay.
games usually end. Some of them end in like 5 minutes, and some roughly the average game is probably about 12, I would say,
Mhm.
and that's 2v2s. Like how much faster is that than 4v4 Halo Infinite? And people want to tell me Infinite is fast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean,
If you play Halo 1 4v4 Slayer to 50, it's over in like 3 minutes.
are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's so fast.
Wow.
Especially if one guy,
That's crazy.
if one person on one team knows what to do, they'll have like 30 kills in like 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
You get a lot of you can get a lot of kills. Also, the sniper spawns every 30 seconds with 8 shot or 12 shots. It's balanced.
I mean, I guess.
No, trust me, it is. The rockets spawn every 2 minutes. Overshield and camo spawn every minute.
Wha- Wait,
Yeah.
but is
So,
it like the sniper like easy to use or no?
no, it
Oh, okay. Well then
it's
that
it's
makes it okay.
easier on MCC because of the way MCC works.
Yeah.
Also, higher frame rate makes it easier to aim.
Yeah.
But like on the OG, it was harder. It's still
Yeah, of
it's still
course.
harder to use than the Infinite Sniper. The only reason why Infinite Sniper feels harder to use is because the Bandit is crazy.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I will. We should get that working. It
I'm
would be
down.
cool. I would have to plan that in advance if we're gonna play. Because I don't know that many people that play Halo 1 twos. It's like me, my twos partner, and then a couple of buddies I pal around with and have been slowly teaching. And I don't know. One of them doesn't want to play anymore because he realized I didn't need a teammate to beat them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I still think that you're gonna clown on me and it's gonna be hilarious.
I
But
mean,
but it's
it'd be
all
good. It'd be
good.
good content. Be good
It'd be good.
content. Make a
It'd be good.
YouTube video. Throwback.
I shit on my mod for in a game I've never played before, and he's played for yeah.
I go back and try Halo 1 because I was a youngin
Yep.
and I never played.
You're gonna get
There you go.
BLB'd one time and alt F4.
I might.
Yeah, you
I
might.
don't even know what that is, but I definitely it would definitely happen to me.
It's the most skillful button combo in the game. BXR is too easy. Uh,
Oh,
so
okay.
a BLB in Halo 1 is where you melee, throw a grenade, and melee again.
Wait, is there no like cooldown at all?
So you can do it like that. I don't think you can like do it infinitely. I've never tried because it would be a bad idea. Because you're
Yeah.
throwing a grenade, and so you have to have a grenade for it to work. But you melee, the grenade throw cancels the animation, but then you can cancel the animation again with another melee. and Halo 1 has momentum based melees. So if you're running forward and you do that to somebody, they just die.
Oh,
Um,
so this game is very well balanced. I can
it,
see.
there's no melee lunge. Every weapon
I
has
like
its
that.
own melee hitbox, range, and speed.
What?
Yeah, I know it's just crazy when
Oh,
people like making the game they're making. They add stuff to it that's like super sick.
I mean that's just like something like you just never hear of now,
Yeah,
like ever.
yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
there's like old Halo 1 montages of some guy hitting the overshield with a BLB like 4 times to kill him,
Wow.
and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. There's a
Bro
clip out
got
there, and I'll find it later, and I might
leave
edit it
that to show that you
in
definitely
here.
had to show that to me.
Where a guy, arguably the best Halo 1 player in the world at the time, and even now,
Mm-hmm.
where he is full overshield, and in Halo 1 it's 3-layer overshield, so it takes
Mm-hmm.
12 pistol shots, which is the full clip, to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
He almost gets completely out pistoled without hitting the other guy once. He's getting out strafed that hard, so he just wise to his rockets and just kills him. But
Wow.
you just watch him; he's just missing, and I'm like, you don't see that anymore, you know. So it's
No,
like,
like, dude, it's so hard to miss now. Like,
all right, Mister, I'm a professional Halo player. I hit the crazy shots.
I mean, no, it's just like anyone
Yeah, I
can
agree.
like hit a bullet,
Yeah, I
especially
think above
now.
like Onyx, I don't know, 1700 and above, everybody's shooting,
Yeah,
just as accurately
no, yeah, I
as
agree.
as pros, which is a problem. Maybe not just as,
I
but
do
still like
agree.
insane. But yeah, so I'll see about setting it up. We'll get, I don't know, maybe we'll just pull 2 of your chatters who have it
Sounds good.
and do that. My
Sounds
my
good.
next question is what kind of music or what song or artist has kind of gotten your attention recently?
I've been listening to. I usually I don't listen to country. Uh, I live down in Georgia. That's probably one of that sounds dumb.
Damn, bro.
I'm in the South. I'm supposed to listen to country, but I don't.
You're missing
I
out. I'm
listen to a lot of
sorry.
I listen to a lot of rap and hip hop. Um, just kind of a little bit of everything except country. I'm not gonna lie. I'll actually listen to jazz before tournaments,
Oh
which is
wow.
I don't
Yeah.
yeah. It soothes my brain, calms me down,
Fair.
calms my nerves. But yeah, probably the artist that's probably got my most attention recently is Nav. I've been listening to he's
Nav
a
and NAV.
yes, NAV.
Okay.
And I've been listening to him a good bit. Going back and listening to all his old songs that I forgot he even a lot of the songs on his albums that I just didn't listen to.
Hmm.
And yeah, I've been listening to those a good bit. So
Cool. So you don't want to listen to want to go on my ride on my big green tractor?
no,
We can take it slow or
no,
make it go faster.
no, never. Hopefully I'll never have to listen to that song ever, and enjoy it. You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean? So,
I'm gonna I'm gonna pay off somebody at Halo Studios to play that when you walk out for the
that
championship game
yeah,
at
I would be
Worlds.
so mad. It would. I wouldn't be able to play. I'd get checked so
You
bad.
checked immediately.
It'd be insta L. I'd just lose.
Yeah. Oh man. Everybody that is watching has watched these is gonna know what I'm about to tell you, and they're gonna be annoyed that I keep talking about them. But if you've never listened to the group Sleep Token, uh, that's a really good uh, band. If I had to make a
I might have to.
recommendation, I would say start with their first album called Sundowning, and just listen to their 3 albums in a row. I would tell you what genre they are, but they do a lot of genre bending. So
Mhm.
sometimes they do a little bit of rap, like like Linkin Park. If you ever listen to like
Mhm.
more like old
Mhm.
school Linkin Park, it's kind of like that in
Yeah.
some ways. And then they do a bunch of, I mean, there's like electronic, there's I don't, not acoustic, but like piano and
Mhm.
guitar, like heavy guitars. The drummer is insane. So they've got
Hmm.
3 albums out right now. They're all stellar. I think "Take Me Back to Eden" is probably like one of my favorite albums of all time. It's like up there with like Meteora in terms of like quality, if not better.
Yeah,
So
I'll definitely have to give this a look. It sounds like a new genre of music that I've never even heard of. Just
Well,
giving it a listen right now.
yeah, this first song on their albums is "The Night Does Not Belong to God," and
Hmm.
the next song, "The Offering," is a tone shift. It's actually really cool.
Hmm,
So I
interesting.
do suggest that anybody you guys in the comments can absolutely say stop talking about them. I will never stop talking about them. They're too good. But I think that's all I've got really. You know, we've talked about your journey of starting to compete and all that all it entails, and unless you've
Yeah,
got some
man.
crazy uh intel you want to give us, this won't come out till
Mm,
next Friday. So I don't know. Maybe some team is going to announce tomorrow, and you're like, ooh, what if I give you the scoop?
I mean, we're just gonna like cut it out. You know what I'm saying? If I say
If
it, you just
if,
cut
if
it
it
out.
look, hand to God, if you tell me something that I'm not supposed to know and it doesn't come out before this is supposed to go live, I will cut it. I'm gonna cut that out. Actually, it's gonna be really funny. They're not gonna know whether you told me anything or not. Even if it comes out, it's just gonna cut right there.
There you go.
It's just I'm gonna cut it right where it says, and I'm gonna
But
put
no,
Intel leak in the title. So if you got this far in the
you have
video
to.
and you're listening, get baited, nerd.
That's crazy.
I'm
What
a
if they just like what if they like watch the whole thing just to get baited?
well. I'm just a master at baiting people, apparently.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, well. And
No,
if
but
it
I
and
do
if it is
wanna
announced, I'll leave it. But
no, I do wanna thank you once again for letting me hop on here. This was actually really fun. I actually really enjoyed it, and it was really nice.
well, I
I'm
appreciate
sorry
you
I'm
getting
sorry we
on.
didn't do it earlier, but I had to lock in
No,
like
I understand.
for
Look, dude,
real.
school's important. I mean, as
I mean, it's
you're going for
okay.
tech. You're going for something in tech at least,
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
doing yeah
so.
in information systems with cybersecurity. So
Yeah, well, I hope that goes well for you. I
I do
really
appreciate
appreciate
it.
you coming on. I know I like reached out to you and was like, "Hey man, like, I'm not as popular as you, but would you come hang out at
Nah,
my
dude.
table for a little bit?" And I don't know. I
Nah,
talked
dude.
about
I
this.
love getting to do stuff like this, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, makes you more endearing to the fans. What are you talking about? Just helping out a
Nah, I don't have
little
any fans,
Andy
bro.
like me. What are you talking about? I'm the moderator in your chat. Of course you have fans. It's me.
I mean,
No, man. I'm hoping to get more Halo people probably. Um Not gonna pigeonhole myself into it, but like content creators and stuff. But
hmm
it's you know, like I said, I really appreciate you coming on.
yeah, of
And
course.
taking the time. I know I kind of contacted you in the middle of school ending and
No, you're good. You're
holiday
completely
season.
fine.
But it was really cool getting to chat. Hopefully everybody who's watched has had a good time. Got to see some insights into like how you got into competing and learn some cool little fun facts and things, and maybe gets to know you a little bit more. And when they walk up
Oh
to
yeah,
you at the events and say, "Hey, sign this Yu-Gi-Oh card," you'll know who
I'm
sent
gonna
you.
have to. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to.
No, I still got the Exodia pieces for you guys now. So
Yeah,
it'll
we'll all be there. Well, I'll have to get the whole
yeah,
gang back together. We'll all have to sign it.
yeah. But anybody who has made it this far in the podcast, I appreciate you so much. Wherever you've been listening, whether you're eating your breakfast, lunch, dinner, or morning, evening, or night, we appreciate you making it this far. Again, thank you so much, Last Shot, for coming out and talking to us for a while, and hopefully we can see you lifting some trophies this next year. And who knows, maybe we'll get you back on after you've won Worlds, and I can
Might have to.
Last
Might have to
Shot
do a
World Champion
little
guest
recap.
little recap. But that's where we're gonna end it, and we will see you guys on the next one.